Like, you have no idea what Jay is capable of. Like, his power and what he's able to do like stretches like a really big scale. Like, you don't even have idea. He can absolutely possess people if he really needs to. He can absolutely possess people if he really needs to. It's not something that he does easy, but he found ways, like broke some laws and stuff like that. He finds a way around stuff, you know. That's why he calls himself like a weasel. He told me before he's like a weasel, like absolutely, or a cat with 9 lives, because he passed 2 years, he overdone death like 4 times in such a bad situation, consequences I wouldn't want to be in, like, definitely. Yeah. What he can do is big, like both like dark ways and the light ways, and he spends like half of the time in astral, like out of body. Like, he spends there as much time as he spends here in the real world. It's like he can do so much. It's like, if basically he has his personal issues that just somehow kind of get beneficial to our world or the spirit world and all that kind of stuff. Said demons hate him so much. Everything that's thrown on him and that's meant to kill him is just, he flips it and he thrives on it. He makes it his power, his catalyst for stuff, and I admire that, because that is some really harsh stuff, and he just does not feel fear. That's what I learned since I met him. His fear is absolutely dulled off. Like, there can be a demon right in his face and he won't even flinch, and he's just gonna pull out some cocky response, like, you know. Yeah, usually demons run after people, but he's the one actually in their world that just runs after them. Like, he has no self-saving instincts. He doesn't feel fear. He's so dulled off from his experiences since he was a kid, which was pretty grim stories of how he even started to get into magic like this lifetime. Ooh, he just does not feel fear. Absolutely not even a bit. Like, for years. He told me a lot about himself. He told me about the comics, the Hellblazer comics, like, and Alan Moore, and how it came to be, how the writers seen him, and he said that's where the detailed question comes in, like, how did they see him? Like, was he here? Was he in between dimensions, or was it astral projection? You know. So he said there was this man, the Alan Moore, that wanted to create something controversial, to show the truth to people, and have that magic element inside, something like that. And what he was actually doing, Jay told me, he was tapping into his lineage. He was tapping into his incarnations, his past life, his DNA. He explained it much better than I do. I just can't grasp, like, or speak it out so good as he does. And he planted ideas, how it was like that. It's based on Sting. He planted that idea so they do base him on Sting, because that's actually how he looks like. So he was plotting and putting these things in their ways, so they actually so it goes everything how he wants. He let them tap into that. So he said there came comics that are actually like his DNA, his soul DNA, his personality, his engraved traits in the soul, his past incarnations, his previous adventures, all that kind of stuff. He said that's his lineage, like his past incarnations and stuff like that. He said this is a physical record in this world for him and for the others. And he said, oh, that's what actually Matt Ryan was doing when he was reading the comics. He was tapping into his DNA and taking him on quite literally. He was tapping into his DNA quite literally, taking him on like some form of channeling. Like, how mediums kind of do stuff or something like that, he told me. like his energy and everything, like his demeanor, his thinking, his everything, like he was getting absorbed into him, and he let it happen. He like gave permission to that, like by himself, you know, like being open to that connection. Said he did really good job on that. Like it's like he calls him his representative. And he said maybe in the end, or meanwhile even, he understood that there is something going on, or he understood what exactly he's doing, because he had some weird experiences also where he experienced nightmares and stuff. And that's actually one of the J's traits. John has demonic nightmares. He ends up out of body like every day, every night, sometimes even 2 times in a day. And he just gets to the lower astral full with entities and stuff like that. And he said person might dream that they are him. Right, real quick, another thing I forgot to tell about John is like when you take him on, you taking on his like soul, his kind of like it's like a coat that you put on. He told me it's like a coat that you put on and you walk in it around, and it has his energy on. That's what happens when you read comics or get too much into him, like you taking him on. And why there is weird shit happening like to some people who did that, like I know Matt Ryan had like some experience because I seen some interviews where he spoke about that, and I'm like, yeah, I know the bloody reason why. You know, dude, you've been channeling, but he said things feel his signature, his energy, the spirits, demons, the other things, other world, even people, like they are drawn to his energy. So you're gonna walk the graveyard, you know. John told me you're gonna walk the graveyard, you're gonna sit at the grave, you know, in full-on clothes, costume stuff with his energy on. Spirits are gonna follow, they are going to know. That's why you're gonna have weird shit happen, you know. Is how it is. John is like really flexible, he's really resilient, he does have trust issues, he does smoke, like he smokes a bit less. He tried to quit smoking, he lessened smoking, but then he started to smoke again, like much more because of stress and bad events and stuff like that. He said he smokes since he's a kid. Sorry, another addition, you know. John is in our world, like he's real, he's in our world, he's in spirit world, he's in astral, he can be anywhere he wants, he can possess anyone he wants, he just has so many abilities and stuff. Ooh, he's like really flexible in his things and the way he works and stuff like that. So yeah, about smoking, he does smoke, you know. He told me he smokes since he was a kid, since he got into magic after some tragic events in his life. Drinks, he does drink. Now he doesn't drink so much, but like if he has a bad day or something happens, or just like everything he built up is just like falling down, he's just gonna be in a bar and he's gonna put down like 7 bottles of whiskey. It has happened, it has happened. And one of his friends who's a nurse said like that's equal to alcohol poisoning. How are you still alive? How are you still alive? How are you still alive, you know? And he said he actually feels better. He feels like some of his brain cells came back, like things that are meant to kill him just have reverse effect on him. And you know, I've had times when he was knocked out, he was like unconscious, like he was in out of body experience, and there shit happens. He said always some shit happens there. And while he was like that, one time he got stabbed by an entity there. One time he got stabbed with the entity there. He woke up dizzy in another astral place, and there was some stuff. And when he got stabbed, he seen reversed image of Jesus and a upside down cross. Like he was dealing with some antichrist stuff down in the astral. He's been to hell, like He had things after him. He when he returns in a body, it's like everything transfers. It doesn't go anywhere. He still feels that pain. He still has mark. He doesn't get like magically fixed, as he told me one time from that stab. 3 years passed. He still sometimes gets that pain from being stabbed. He got stabbed by ritual dagger. So yeah, he has a habit to get stabbed and zapped by demons too, or some dark magician stuff. Yeah, crazy stuff. Things just try to kill him, and it's a crazy ride. If you are around him regularly, it's a crazy ride, like, because things are gonna take notice. They are gonna take notice, like, you're around him, must be important, you're his friend, or his inner circle. They're gonna come to you too, and they will try attack you. They are going to mess with your life. But one thing that John stopped doing is running away. He stopped running away. He said he's tired of running away from the problems, from the pain, from everything else. So he does not run away and vanish as he used to. He told me he used to just vanish from people's life, like without a word, like never seen again, like a fog. He said he was like a fog because he thought it's the best, like people just don't get involved with.
I said we can record this later in the evening when we go out to smoke.
Okay, what would you say, okay, you have mentioned to me you was like died in a chair once,
Not once, no. Few times that was.
few times.
Yes.
Okay, I'll just put the phone here. I'm not gonna record you. Multiple times died in a chair.
Yeah.
That's like one of your experiences with him.
Yeah.
Do you mind expanding on that?
There's nothing much to expand. I don't remember the most of the time. I just know that
Wow.
It's
I
okay.
was tied up, getting possessed, and then he was exercising.
Bye-bye.
Okay. That's all you remember.
Pretty much,
Like,
yeah. And that was already time ago, so.
would you say he helped you or saved your life?
Yeah, but at the same time, that was he's doing. I wasn't possessed like accidentally. He did it so he can then exercise me, like test his own things.
So he got you possessed.
So he possessed me and saved me at the same
He
time.
possessed you
But
and
I
saved
don't think I don't know if I can say that he saved me because he put me in danger in the first place.
So he had you possessed by something because he needed something, and then he
Yes.
saved you. He exercised it.
Yes.
So he possessed you by his own gain.
Yes.
By demons. Okay.
And I think one time definitely, or maybe more, it was that he barely got it.
Really?
Yes.
Bumba. Bumba.
Guess he always makes it in the end. What would you say about his personality? How long have you been friends with him?
Don't know. Long.
Long. How would you describe his personality? Like,
Well, how I said before, he's very knowing, very helpful, but at the same time, he kind of gets in trusting, starts to trust people very quickly, makes wrong decisions often based on that, like that quick jumping into relationship. Doesn't have to be relationship as that type of relationship, like man and a woman.
so like those people that he lets like
He lets people
close
very quickly.
very quickly, if he does let. What would you say now for the past 1 month? Like, what did something change about him or?
Well, he started finally listening to me, to my advices, that he just should take time for himself, not to jump into relationships.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, and also like he's also being a bit more careful, I think, with that.
I know John was having like possession attempts. What's your view on that?
Well, no, that's his part of his life at some point. That shouldn't be anything that surprises someone. Well, for other people, it probably would be like something shocking or whatever. But for him, it's like how we go to drink water.
Yeah, makes sense. I know his like sixth possession attempt was like 3 weeks ago, 3.5 weeks ago. Barely got it. He barely managed that. Only thanks to his own stuff, like thanks to a lot. Okay, is there anything you would like to add?
No.
Carry on, like as
Well, that was his doing, and as far as I know, he literally barely managed to unpossess.
impossess,
Unpossess.
unpossess you,
Yeah, get me back.
get you back.
And barely got to keep that thing in the boundaries of that circle that he had drawn where I was sitting in the chair. Like that.
Didn't he slap you?
I don't know about that, probably.
Okay.
Who wouldn't slap me?
Another thing, you know those other beings that were possessing you and stuff like that? Would you say he helped you with them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty much all.
Yeah, are we live now?
What?
Are we live?
If we're live? No, we're
It's
not
a
live.
video.
It's just a video now.
Oh.
Public video.
Oh. Who are we talking about?
Serious?
You mentioned some name.
Name?
What's this video about, actually?
It's about John
John who? John who? John Lennon or like
Constantine.
John Wick?
John Constantine.
I don't know such a name.
Oh, really?
Constantine. I know there was some emperor in the history with something like that surname or name. Constantine. John Constantine. I have no idea who you're talking about.
You're gonna take secrets to the grave, yeah?
What secret?
What secrets? Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time. Completing this survey. How your body reacts to a demonic possession.
To the demonic possession. That's what he said. Thank you for your time after he unpossessed you.
After he barely got me out.
Fuck.
But this is my episode.
Do you kinda swear on him sometimes?
Yeah, we all the time swear on each other.
Okay.
That's how people that like get together, that's how it happens. If people don't swear on each other, then they don't have any respect to each other.
What does he call you?
I'm not using those words.
You're not using those words. Okay, what do you call him?
Same situation.
No, okay, you're not sharing your swear nicknames.
I talk
for each
shit
other.
on him all the time, but at the same time, I would just like go help him right after something.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for your time. now I can't say it because I remember that's you said that's what he said after he barely unpossessed you. I just can't now. Okay, another addition, last one before we end the part 2. My hobby asked me like why am I showing my face and stuff like that, and I'm like, well, it's because like some people need to see I am not joking about this. Like if there is some of you that know psychology or body language or would like to have this checked out, like you totally can, because I ain't joking about this. Oh, I ain't joking about this. Definitely not. Another thing is, I'm gonna end it here. Part 3 will include like other interviews from our mutual friends, from his contacts. Basically they don't have time today. I am not going to have time for few days. In the end, I don't know when I'm gonna post part 3, but once I get it done, I'm gonna post it, and that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If it's possible, try to give a like or a comment. It's not for rates, it's just so I know that there is at least someone who watched this till the end or is interested, about these things. So yeah, that's it.